By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Overrun by robots in the future, you know. So something, you know, that you.
Quit kicking the dog while he's
So, the more you do that, the more frustration you build because it just won't work. The world will just not agree with you. And if you just need this one thing to happen, it's that one thing just won't happen. You know, everything would be all right if. And most of the time, there's some reason why that if doesn't fall into place. Or if it does fall into place, and you sit back and go, all right, I got it now. Within 2 or 3 weeks, something else will occur. And if you get over that hurdle, something else will occur. And your life will be just a series of hurdles for you to get over that you have to, you know, struggle over all the time. You know, if I just get over this hurdle, you know, it'll be all downhill from now on and everything will work great. And it doesn't ever work out that way. Only for a few weeks, and then the next hurdle comes up. That's you trying to manipulate life to be the way you want it. Actually, it's the way you think you want it. It's the way your intellect has decided it needs to be. The magic is that when you give that up and you stop trying to manipulate, you let everybody just be the way they are, make the choices they make without trying to make sure they're better choices. You just live it. You interact with it and make sure that the choices you make, your own choices, are the best choices you can make. Then magic happens. Suddenly, there were hurdles, and the hurdles all fall over. You know, as you walk up to a hurdle, and here's this hurdle, and you get to the hurdle, and you don't even have to jump. It falls over. You walk to the next hurdle, and it falls over. And it's like life seems to be working out in the strangest ways, such that everything you need is right there just as you need it. Like the time off from work. It's just there just when you need it. And just when you don't need it, it goes away. And you find then all your life from then on will be that way, as long as you just try to make your best choices, let everybody make.
Man, Tom Campbell, go get his book, My Big Toe. That's the name of the book, My Big Toe. Toe is the theory of everything, or theory of everything. My Big Toe. It's a 3-part book. Very powerful work. I've read all 3 sections, and trust me, I read them thoroughly. I took notes, and after reading it, I gleaned probably just a modicum of the wisdom that is contained therein. Again, don't forget, everybody who's listening to the Voice of Reason, man, you've never seen me in a master class. Well, August 3rd and 4th, you have your opportunity. I would love for you to sign up to my master class. Please go to onestream.tv. It's going to be televised, of course. It's going to be amazing. I'm telling you right now. OneStream, the number 1, onestream.tv / the relationship ER. That's my masterclass, August 3rd and 4th. That's a weekend. It's going to be 90 minutes long each day. There's going to be a 30-minute question and answer session. Trust me, man. I've developed a curriculum. It's going to be amazing. You want to sign up. I haven't done a masterclass in 2 years. The last masterclass I did was 2022, and it was called the Come to Jesus moment. Not come to Jesus, but come to Jesus. That's when you confront yourself. You heard that come to Jesus moment. Everybody needs a come to Jesus moment. And that was a fantastic turnout. It was a powerful masterclass. I mean, man, it was on fire. This one proves to be just as heated, just as spicy. So don't forget, sign up, onestream.tv/The Relationship ER. Get there now. Support Zoe Williams. It's going to be amazing. My masterclass, August 3rd and 4th. Let me get back to Attila and get her final thoughts here. Attila?
Uncle Zoe.
Yes.
Beautiful. Y'all definitely check out that masterclass, man. But nonetheless, so I wanted to address the comment that Mimi made in the chat. I thought was really interesting, and it kind of leads into where I wanted to go, and then, I'll be done. But she said, so you're saying, sorry?
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yes. So she said, so you're saying chasing safety is wrong. What about peace? So I thought that was a interesting question, because I believe that in our pursuit for peace, and of course we know that peace is internal, but I really believe that that's where people are kind of trying out the counseling and trying out kind of those last-ditch efforts to, quote-unquote, make it work, right? Because they're trying to find that space of solace within their connection without having to disband the entire, connection or leave the person.
Right.
But I would caution and say that if you're counseling without authenticity, that's kind of like chemo for the wound.
Interesting.
Right?
How so?
Because you mentioned before that you have to, with the wounds, what did you say? You have to stop feeding them. What did you say before? Help me out, Aunt, because y'all be forgetting.
Well, how am I going to remember if you don't point me in the right direction?
Because you said it. You said something about the wounds. I think that what we're supposed to be doing is starving them. So when you think about inner work, that's kind of like the alternative, which would be the whole food diet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I think people kind of wave off as hogwash in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go after what's been directed to them by counselors, by psychiatrists, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't mean it doesn't work, but I just think that when that authenticity is not there, you kind of set yourself up for failure because you're not really, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to like attack symptoms. Well, he's not talking. Well, she's not giving me, bedroom activity, whatever. Those are symptoms of a larger issue. So to me, at that point, you're not really starving the wound. You're just trying to medicate it or use chemo to get rid of it. Does that make sense?
No, I get it. That's a heavy point. And I love it. Attila, man, this is what we do. Listen, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you're ready for your city to get in here, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1582. Address Pretty Brown Mimi. You don't chase peace. You cultivate peace. Just like back in the days, we used to churn butter. You remember that little stick and you in there and you're working? Or you used to go outside with a bucket and milk the cow, right? You cultivate peace. Peace is part of you, has always been a part of you. You cultivate it, right? You don't chase it. If you chasing after peace, that means you don't understand where it is. Peace is in you, right? Now, if you aggrandize what is outside of you, then peace will be pursued in the same way you pursue the things that are outside of you. Does that make sense? Right? We chase after things that we think will make us feel better about us. See, that's why when you get somebody that you go, ooh, I didn't know I could pull somebody like that, you feel a little bit better about yourself. But if you're talking to people who know, man, there's something in me that can have whatever I desire, just based on me saying it, willing it, speaking it, right? That is in you, just like peace is in you. But we weren't taught to believe that. Again, external searching, external confirmation, all of this leads to entropy. Make sense? Let me get my brother John, Mountain View, Hawaii. Aloha. Get in here.
Aloha, greetings and blessings, chat, and everyone that's in the sound of this voice. Andy, though, Attila was speaking entirely too much stuff. You needed to play the organ. Cue your stuff, bro. But anyway.
Andy is
There you go. Man, you missed a whole segment with Attila. But anyway, let me get to the very fact of what I need to say and get off this line. Everyone is searching for the love, but the love has already got you enveloped in it. Why haven't you seen it yet?
Right.
If the God that loves you is taking care of the universe and it aligns itself, and at some point it's going to die too, just like the things that are going on in your life. Are you prepared in the way of the chaos that you can't control, but being comfortable in the chaos?
Come on, John.
Let me say it in the words that you used, and then I asked this question as well. You stated earlier, you make excuses for the pain. What of catharsis? I mean, aren't you supposed to be relieving yourself of most of this stuff you're going through? Catharsis, the process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotions.
But let me hit you with this, because you dig in now. For most of us, the only thing that is cathartic is when we get what we want. Desire.
Excuse me, pardon me. Wait.
You hear me? Desire.
Whoa.
You hear me now? Desire is a fulfilled desire is a big part of catharsis for most people. When we don't get what we want, listen, God could give us a jewel that's worth 10 billion times what we desire. But when we get what we desire, do you hear me? That's the real problem. Sometimes, that's why I say sometimes God gives you what you want so you could learn to want better for yourself.
Truly. Because again, the God who loves you also chastens you.
Mm-hmm. Same thing. He's gonna chase
you. I'm going to whip you into shape. I'm going to whip you into the place where you need to be. If you were comfortable where you currently are, that means you have no wants for nothing, you have no needs for nothing or anything like that. But something always pushes you to make moves. For those who call themselves wanting to look better but chooses surgery to get it, aren't they going back to the doctor to get that fixed?
Let's go deeper though. You think God won't hurt you for your betterment?
He always does.
You think God
That's his tool.
You think God won't hurt you to uplift you?
Look, when you finally agree with, yes, I need to lose 150 pounds, but I choose not the surgery, but I actually put a rucksack on my back and go for a mile walk. I may get lost on that same category, which brings about more chaos. And yet somehow, some way, I've gotten away from all of the madness. I've gotten away from everything that could influence me in any way, shape, or form. And God meets me where I stand somehow.
See,
and I always find my way back home. Excuse me.
That's right.
In the midst of the pain and chaos and suffering and all this stuff that's going on in your life, like the good doctor said, if you just allow it to be,
just let it be.
Don't control it.
Don't control it.
Just let it be. And it's somehow, some way, it always, even in divorces, even in situations, even in loss, it works out for you.
Man, John, Mountain View is in the building for real, brother. Guess what you just did, my friend?
Mountain View's in the house. Love and blessings to all.
Man, I appreciate this call. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. When we come forward, we're going to South Carolina. But before we go, I just want to say this. Jacob tried to control the situation with his brother Esau. After stealing his wives and his gold and his birthright, and he didn't steal his wives, he stole his birthright. And he had been running for a long time. God sent an angel to impair that man. Some translations say the angel broke his hip. He said, "You're not going nowhere. You still running from Esau. You got to face Esau." Sometimes God will maim you in order to claim you so you can reclaim you. Somebody meme it. God will maim you in order to claim you for himself so you can reclaim you. The new you. The renewed you. Man, y'all better understand. Man, broke that hip. Where you going? You got to deal with Esau. That's your twin brother. You got to deal with him. When I come forward, we got Kiana from South Carolina. You about to be up, baby girl.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
KBLA Talk 1580 is now celebrating 3 years of amplifying our voice and uplifting our community. We deeply appreciate your support of this radio station and will always do our level best to earn your support. Here's to many more years of loving and serving our community. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I know it's gonna happen without you. Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
SoCal on July 14th, Big 3. We're back. The world's greatest basketball in the summer. The Big 3. There's simply no comparison, no competition.
They not like us.
That's right, they not like us. We own the summer with our traditional hard-nosed brand of basketball. The Big 3, founded by Ice Cube. It's professional 303 basketball with former NBA greats and Hall of Fame coaches. Come out to the Honda Center July 14th. Hang with your homeboy Ice Cube and watch the greatest game in the summer. It's your homeboy Ice Cube. It's the Big 3, Season 7. The hottest game of the summer. I'll be in the house with your favorite Big 3 players and Hall of Fame coaches. Get your tickets at big3.com/tickets. Oh, yay.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me. Yeah. Hey, I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, finessing on them with some counterfeits, but now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boobay tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble.
At the crux of it, codependency in my mind is behaviors that shield you from being more authentic and true to yourself in a healthy way. We are not being our authentic self if we don't value ourselves as much as we value others, and it's part of navigating other people. Due to how we are raised in childhood trauma, we might be totally removed from what healthy authenticity looks like, which is perfectly okay. It's okay if you don't have a frame of reference for that. I didn't. I did a video recently on codependency, spelling it all out in various forms. You can check that out. There'll be a link in the description. The behavior I'm calling navigating is really about going around something in a detour as opposed to taking it directly on. It looks like going around something that is potentially dangerous to our inner child because they really have had no modeling of what being direct looks like. They probably assume that being direct is to be mean. And it can also be fear of not knowing what's going to happen after we're direct, like fear of the unknown. So we're not codependently navigating when we're not so concerned with how we're being perceived and how we are also allowing others to have their reactions. Being direct while managing our fears is the opposite of navigating. So here goes. We'll outline the types of the codependent navigating, where it comes from in our childhood, and how to work on it with our inner child to be relating more authentically with others. So let's dive in. The first one is what I call kill them with kindness. Remember that example about the spaghetti in the beginning of the video? That's what I mean by kill them with kindness. This kind of navigating is really about being totally accommodating and totally selfless. And it involves kind of unintentionally, we're kind of overwhelming others, overwhelming the recipient by trying to be of service to them. As childhood trauma survivors, we'll do this with anyone who is in authority, or we'll do that in friendships, or with new romantic partners especially, or people who are new to us, or even flat out strangers. And again, it's coming from a place of either worrying about the person being mad that you're not sensitive enough. That's probably going to be familiar to your childhood for many of you. Or if your inner child is worried that they will be disappointing somebody else, which causes shame in us. How it's actually controlling is we're controlling the recipient's image of us by almost overwhelming them with gracious options. And let's just say you have a boss that you're triggered by just by the authority stuff. So you do some people pleasing and I'll stay later. I'll take that off your hands. I've created new projects to help everyone else. That's what I'll do. And that also means that I'll run myself into the ground just to get you to approve of me or tolerate me, instead of letting the boss be human and be fine with how you are, or being fine with them being crappy or disinterested or whatever. They're just a boss. They're not a parent with all the power. How this might come from childhood? Well, being shamed directly or even indirectly by our parents. And what I mean by that is you can check out a video I did on toxic shame to get those definitions. So I find that this one is really coming from shame. You could have grown up as the parentified adult and only relate to others from a place of doing for them instead of just being human, which is maybe super foreign to you. It was for me. And I think kill them with
just being human is super foreign. Are y'all listening? Yeah, I know he sounds like a nerd. I get it. That's entropy too. You can't listen to somebody unless they cool, brother. They got to have the cool parlance. Huh? You know what I'm saying? You tune out when they're nerdy Is that what it is? He said some pretty heavy stuff. He said some pretty real stuff. He outlined all the little things, all the little idiosyncrasies that he outlined, right? This creates entropy. Do you understand? You lack emotional regulation, right? Bowlby and Ainsworth, all that attachment style comes from childhood, take it into adulthood, whatever attachment wound you got from that is the author of your relationship expectations. So nobody is healed, but the wound has the expectations. When you see somebody with a list of you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that, what? The whole society is full of narcs. Gimme, 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 gimme. As long as I'm getting, this is all good. When you stop giving, then I don't know what happened. We lost the spark. Relationship entropy. Let me get my sister in here. I hope I pronounce her name correctly. This is her first time, I think. Kiana from South Carolina. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Not my first time, and I'm surprised that I actually got on. I'm actually from California. I'm living in South Carolina now. My name is Kiona.
Kiona! Oh, he got it spelled different. It looked Kiana over here, but this is Kiona from the chat. Hey, now I know.
Okay, so I just want to give one quick opinion, and I'm off of here. I won't harass you too much.
No, you're good.
I'll say this. Our society takes the time to divide and analyze, and everybody thinks that they're a sociologist or a psychologist or whatever they think they are. They don't take into account, or a philosophist. That's a good word, philosophist. And they don't take the time to actually analyze what actually might really be going on outside of their own inexperience, in my opinion. Sometimes you might be beyond your childhood trauma or whatever it is that you were supposed to learn from that, and you have learned it. And I think that our society doesn't give room for people who have learned it and are doing different things, because our society is so accustomed to doing what they've been taught through their studies in psychology or sociology or philosophy.
Or spirituality or religiosity or any of the other isms.
Right. And when you get forward with it and you get past that, you realize that at some point you're supposed to be yourself and learn from the things that you have done. Everybody's caught up in trying to learn it, and they haven't learned it. So when they see someone who has learned it, because they're so emaciated in what they think they've learned.
Wait, Kiona, you got to hold on, because you're cooking right now, and I want you to continue to cook. Just hold on. When we come forward, we're going back to South Carolina. She's at the stove.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Chris LaSavita, a manager of former President Trump's election campaign, is criticizing Virginia House Speaker Don Scott on social media, referencing Scott's past conviction for selling drugs. Scott, a Democrat, questioned why the state's Republican Attorney General was supporting Trump after his criminal conviction. LaSavita's attack was met with a response from Scott, who claimed the MAGA movement hates him for overcoming his past and becoming the first black Speaker of the House. Hip-hop icon and New York native Flavor Flav is heading to Paris as the U.S. water polo team's hype man. The 65-year-old black hype man jumped in a California practice pool with the U.S. women's water polo team this week, wearing a uniform bearing the number 24 for the 2024 Olympics. He agreed to sponsor them for the next 5 years after one of their players posted on Instagram that the team needs support. They hope to snag a fourth gold medal. Flavor Flav is helping the men's team as well. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The best nugs are now even better. Wendy's new saucy nugs take the nugs you love and sauce them up in bold flavors, including buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, and spicy ghost pepper. Try them all today. For a whole new way to nug, it's gotta be Wendy's. A participating U.S. Wendy's.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Hey, LA, it's time to step up and be a climate change hero. Go Metro and help us shape a better future for all Angelinos. From enhancing our diverse communities to preserving our planet, Metro is dedicated to making a positive impact with every ride. Start your journey at metro.net.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in our climate justice campaign partner, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr., as we celebrate the grand unveiling of the South LA Greenway, Saturday, August 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Augustus Hawkins Nature Park, 5790 Compton Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Join us for a green and healthy festival with free food, planting activities, tree adoptions, nature walking tours, Zumba, yoga, sound baths, and more. It's summer, time to get outside. We look forward to seeing you at the dedication of the South LA Greenway, Saturday, August 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Augustus Hawkins Nature Park, 5790 Compton Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr. and KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Astro. Yeah. Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know. Winter's here. My dog will probably do it for Louis Bell. That's just all he know. He don't know nothing.
Wait a minute.
Else.
Hold on.
I tried to show him.
This L.A. Hold on. Hey. No. Well, hold on. We still got a victory lap over here that we experiencing. Yes. Let's get back in. Wait, hold on. It's too soon. It's too soon.
It's the hip of the Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
You know what happened with the D.R.E.
Yeah. You know who's back up in this.
What?
Yeah, stop Snoop.
Top dog, body mark, furnish. DPGC, man, turn it. CPT, LBC, yeah, we hooking back up. And when they bang this in the club, baby, you got to get up. Look, yeah, they giving it up. Low life, yo life, boy, we living it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for sure. Slip my when she got in the back door. Looking at me strange, but you know I don't care. Step up in this, just a swinging my. Quit talking, walk if you're down with the set. Take a with some and take this on this jet. Out of town, put it down for the father of rap. And if you get cracked, jet your trap. Come back, get back, that's the part of success. If you believe in the X, you'll be relieving the stress.
So I'm going to share some of my strategies for doing that with you today. If you're also a person who experiences, and at times, disabling, heightened level of empathy. The first, and it's probably no surprise that this is the first, but it is absolutely critical, boundaries. Boundaries can look a lot of different ways. Boundaries can be limiting the amount of time you spend with certain people. Boundaries can mean limiting the topics you'll address with certain people. It may not even be with people. I have boundaries around media. There's certain types of like shows that I won't watch. I try to pretty much minimize my exposure to the news. If I absorb, like this is basically what it comes down to. I know that if I absorb too much of other people's pain, I will shut down. And if I shut down, I'm no good to anybody. Mm-hmm. So it is more effective for me. I'm able to help. Not only do I have a better life, I'm also able to help more people who are dependent on me by holding that boundary and by keeping track of my own internal experience and by recognizing when I'm getting pretty close to that breaking point. And I do a good job when I know I'm close to that breaking point of saying, I need to be done for today. The rest of this day needs to be, as much as it depends on things that I can choose and control, as simple and lighthearted as possible. Because if it is not, I am about to hit my wall. If I hit my wall, I will shut down for a while, and that doesn't help anyone. So again, boundaries.
Woo! We on fire tonight, man. This is a great topic. I want to go back to South Carolina. We were talking to Kiona from South Carolina, and she was just giving us her final thought on this. Talk to me, Kiona.
Well, they become ingrained in what it is that they think they're supposed to be learning. But there are different dimensions that are added to this. And often I feel like it takes away the fear. So what others label as fear and amalgamating to relationships, getting into relationships, is not actual fear, but actual wisdom that is ingrained to save our children. Oftentimes we get into these relationships after we have children. A lot of us have children when we're young, when we're in our 20s, when we're in our 30s, whatever, whatnot. And we have to learn how to step outside of self to make sure that the children have a head start, the same kind of head start that white folks have, that Asian folks have, that other folks have, that we have had stripped from us. And if we're not able to discern the difference between the cycles that we go through repeatedly to learn ourselves and step out of ourselves and learn ourselves, then our children suffer traumas that were unnecessary. And so sometimes I think that because of the way that we've been philosophized, socialized, given all these things, we don't stop to think about what we need to give the next generation. And while we're giving the next generation these things, the current times say that we're being fearful we're being...
Can I offer you something?
What? Go for it.
So I just want to be clear. And I understand what you're saying 100%. Like, being inundated with all of these different outlets, whether they're philosophies, ideologies, concepts, beliefs, all of that stuff, right? But I would caution, don't villainize any of it. Let it pass through.
I'm not.
Yeah, just
let it. No, I'm not.
Yeah, just let it
and
pass.
And that's my point.
Let it pass.
That's my point.
Okay.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that sometimes we sit and mull over these conversations over and over and over again, and we label it as one thing, and we think that we're struggling through one level when really we're at a different level. And because other proportions, I'll call it that, of our society are at a lower level than what we're at, because we've been here for a long time, even though we've struggled things that they haven't struggled, and we've had a few setbacks that we think that we'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
We are struggling through things that we may not be struggling through. We're struggling through something different. And I feel like our job is to realize that we are struggling through something different and do something different. We're not teaching our kids. We are allowing our children to suffer worse atrocities than what they need to, because we're so stuck on a lesson that we've already learned. We might not remember that we've learned it, but we have.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Everybody's opinion is welcome, and Kiona just came in here and laid it flat. We appreciate the call. Guess what you just did, Kiona?
Got on your nerves?
No.
like I do?
No, you didn't. I'm just saying, what did you just do? You don't know? You brought South Carolina in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call. She don't call that often. She don't know the prompts, but we love her. I love her call. Hey, call in with your perspective. I'm with it 100%. I may or may not agree with it, but that's okay. I pretty much agree with everything she was saying. I didn't have no fault in it. Let's go. We got callers on the line, or are we moving forward? We're going to come forward, and then we're going to come back. And I'm going to talk to Nazarene and Zinga from Pensacola, and somebody else is calling right now.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long.
We're unapologetically progressive.
KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning, by the night I count stacks. Knew that it was real when I hit it, bounce back. You ain't getting checks. Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Boy, I've been broke as hell, catch the check and bounce back. D-Town LAX, every week I bounce back. Whoa, if you a real one, then you know how to bounce back. Don't know nobody, nobody. Always on the fucking job, I got no hobbies. Got the city fucking with me, cause I'm homegrown. Vibing out more than my phone, no, leave me alone, me on my own, no. Look, I cut up it rough like an edit. My daddy itchy, it's genetics. I heard your new is pathetic. Your contrast should be shredded. To my dogs on a private jet from the public house, and I kept a G, yeah, 1,000. Click stars studded like the Paramount money. Everything I do is righteous. Betting on me is the right risk, even in a fucking crisis. I'm never on some switching sides. I switch gears to the night shift.
Now, this created a lot of new possibilities. Possibilities of interaction with other free will units. Who knows what they're going to do, right? They have free will. How they might interact, how they may connect with each other, what they might do is unknown. That creates a lot more potential for growth, a bigger potential for order, you see? So this is a strategy to help the system evolve by lowering its entropy, give it more opportunity, more places that it can organize, more degrees of freedom with which it can organize. Okay, now of course in biology we did the same thing. You see, things become more survivable as they become more flexible, and they become more flexible as they become more complex. So when those single-celled critters became multi-celled critters, they lowered their entropy. They were now more complex as multi-celled things, more order, more structure, you see? So actually, evolution in biology is also based on entropy. The lower the entropy, and entropy, of course, is defined within a system. The lower the entropy, the more you evolve. The more complexity you have, the more capability you have, the more flexibility you have, the more you can do, the more you can understand, the more choices, the more degrees of freedom you have. So the larger consciousness system did this, and it created all of these individuated units of consciousness, all with free will, that interacted with each other.
Individuated units of consciousness. People. That's what Thomas Campbell calls people. Individuated units of consciousness. He's basically saying the more complex we become, the lower the entropy, right? Because in complexity, there's degrees of freedom. In degrees of freedom, there's expansion of knowledge, there's expansion of growth, there's a deeper understanding, right? That's what he's talking about. So go ahead. You can play just a little bit more of it, and then I'm going to jump to the callers.
Social system. A social system is a bunch of free-willed units of consciousness that interact with each other. Now, in this interaction, there were ways that this interaction could take place that lowered entropy and ways that could take place to raise entropy. There were two different paths here that you could go on. As it turns out, the path that lowers entropy is a path where these entities cooperate, care about each other, and focus on how they can be of service rather than what can they get. So let's imagine two sets of, an experiment where we have two sets.
I'm going to let y'all listen to the rest of that. Oh, Thomas Campbell's on fire. You already know the other one that raises entropy is selfishness, is greed. He's talking about collectivism. You hear me talk about it all the time. America's an individualistic society. People are out for what they can get. That's raising entropy. And you walking around with unhealed wounds, with wound demands, that's crazy. Let's get these callers in here. All right. Hey, listen, we're up against the clock, so I want you guys to run quickly. In Zinga, Pensacola, Florida, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Good evening. It's a good topic. You brought it. I guess you brought a different aspect, because when I looked at, you spoke about entropy a lot, and just to kind of refresh myself on it. So for me, I always felt like relationship entropy, and Dr. Deshauna kind of talked on this one time, but I thought the culprit of what starts it is kind of like monotony, the day-to-day. But you brought a different aspect where you have this trauma, you're not opening up, or you're not healing, or you're not opening up to your partner, and so there's no room to grow, to become the new, because you always growing in a relationship. The person who you were a month ago isn't the same person, from the last month with your partner. And so it made sense to open up and grow so that you can continually grow in the partnership and continuously heal. And I guess that can be, anti-monotony, because, again, I feel like a lot of the entropy happens because of monotony, the mundane, the day-to-day.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you, girl. You brought Pensacola in the building. Call in anytime. Enjoy your weekend, because I'm going to enjoy mine. Nazarene X, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, man? We got to keep it brief. The clock is ticking. Talk to me.
Got you. One thing I think would be healthy for us is to remember that as we so-called are breaking down, like, we don't have to have our whole identity in the external relationship illusion for the first note. And at the same time, it's like, as long as we are sustained inside, as long as we are still breathing life and moving forward, like, what's actually deteriorating is the separation between us and the greatness, us and the divinity. So I think that perspective is healthy to maintain as well. And especially when you're walking with someone, you don't have to say like, oh, we're going to lose steam if we just keep at it type of thing. Like, you can just own it and be empowered by the fact that you can lay seeds somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's part of passing the baton to the children and so forth. Like, as long as you're an active participant in the whole cycle, like, you're going to be a whole victim on and on and on again. Like, nobody stops it until you decide to. So just keep on pushing.
Man, I appreciate that. Guess what you just did?
Shalom alama ding dong, ATL.
ATL in the building. Y'all know what it is. And then we're going to get over to the good Reverend L from Dallas, Texas. Reverend, what are your thoughts?
What's going on, brother? Hey, you hit home with a lot of this entropy. I just wanted to give a little small testimony. I was a victim to this. So I was in a relationship that caused chaos and disorder. And what I did was I was quiet. I was trying to just let things go and just, okay, you know, is it a big deal or nothing like that? And I kind of let stuff go on, and it became even more and more toxic. So when I did end up having a good talk to myself, it's like, this relationship is not going to last. When you're talking about all these things that you need to try to do, the shadow work and everything that makes you better, it's going to make you separate from people that don't align with you. So when me and her were trying to get to that point, it didn't work. And I'm trying, and she's not handling her unhealed wounds from the past. I didn't do those things to you, but I see them, and I want to try to help the chick with them, but it didn't work.
Don't do that.
It didn't work.
You can't help them.
I had to find out the hard way. So guess what? We ended up separating, going our separate ways. Her life got even worse. So when we reconnected, just as friends, she came back as, you know what, I actually needed to hear the things you told me. I needed to be around somebody that was positive and all this other stuff, because when it got out there and she saw people was using her and doing all this other stuff, it made her think to try to come back to a situation that was helping her. But still, she still needs help. But she had to recognize it on her own, and that was my fault for trying to protect the situation versus letting her see it. I should have done that early.
Let me ask you a question. When you stop at a stop sign or a red light, do you get out of the car and hug the light pole or the stop sign? Do you get out of the car and acknowledge the stop sign or, you know, the traffic light? Do you acknowledge it?
Yeah, you have to acknowledge it.
No, you listen, you just stop because you've been conditioned to stop. Red means stop. Mm-hmm. You've been conditioned to stop. Yeah. Let me just say, when trying to help a partner, all you can do is be an indicator that something is wrong. Right? And you can indicate, hey, something is wrong. You might want to check on that. But from that moment on, it's their responsibility to heal themselves. Do you understand? We don't give praise to the stop sign because it told us to stop. We just stop because that's what we're aware of. Does that make sense? Yes. Well, listen, brother, we only got 30 seconds left in this show. I had a whole diatribe I was going to get into, but let me just say, man, I appreciate you, Reverend L. Thank you for tapping in. We had a great show tonight. You don't have to agree with anything we said. We started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. I'll be back next week with a whole crap ton of topics. Let's go.
Sister from 'em. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That come up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
KBLA 1580 Santa